Hi, this is Dr. G. Tangadurai. TD Educational and Charitable Trust has hosted the Ane Academy Training Division since 2021, reaching nearly 6,000 participants across India and Middle East. We are pleased to share the video recording of our webinar held on 29th June 2025 titled Strategic Problem Solving and Effective Study Techniques for the CBSE Class 10 Mathematics Board Exam 2026. Our distinguished speaker and educator, Mrs. Nisha, holds a postgraduate degree in mathematics and is a globally certified master trainer. She currently serves as the head of the department at the Navkis Educational Center, Bangalore and Mysore. Alongside her, Mr. Muhammad Saad, who holds MTech and BTech degrees in electronics, serves as the IT head and mathematics educator at the Blossom School in Aligarh, UP, and also is the director of Saad classes to promote engaging and accessible education. We had a full attendance of 50 participants representing states such as Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, Gujarat, Haryana, Delhi, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, and Muscat in the Middle East. Thank you all for your commitment to learning. Sincere appreciation to Mrs. Vijaya for her outstanding contribution in making this program possible. We invite you to watch the webinar recording to improve your strategies for teaching and learning practices for the CBSE board exam. Please subscribe, like our channel, and share your feedback. Thank you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. I warmly welcome you all on this webinar on strategic preparation for Class 10 board exams 2026. I am Mohammad Saad. I am an educator and IT head of the Blossoms School, which is in Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh. And so this session is close to my heart because Class 10 is a turning point for every student. So these exams, they are not just about marks, they are about mindset, and they are about preparation strategy and building confidence overall. Okay. So I have designed this presentation based on my personal experiences as an educator. So the topic is how to strategically prepare for class 10th math board exam. And I will be covering four main topics. So the topics which I will be covering basically four topics. Okay. The first topic which I will be covering is why the 2026 class 10 mathematics exam focus matters. Okay. So what are the changes and what are the strategies that so this part will be a bit theoretical, but the remaining three parts, it will be more of a practical thing that I have experienced and what I have learned in the past in my teaching career. The second will be how to maximize the use of Microsoft tools to access and analyze student data. Since I am the Microsoft trainer and the Microsoft educator expert, so I will talking upon these points that how I use them, and many of you are still using. Many of you are using. So I will share my experience. The third, I will be touching on locating the class 10 resources easily through a quick access link. Okay. And the last point which I am will touching it, effective strategies for provide constructive feedback to the student. So this is another important area that which I want to cover, and which I have just I am doing this for past 3 years now. 3 to 4 years. So this is another important thing that I will like to share. And I hope many of you are still doing, but I will share. Okay. So let's start with the point number one, the topic one, which is why the 2026 class 10 CBSE mathematics exams focus matters. Let's begin. Oh, so the foundation for future studies. As we all know, why the mathematics is more important and it is a guiding factor. So mathematics is a base for subject for physics, economics, accountancy, and computer science. So if you want to pursue this domain, so mathematics, you have to be very good in. Okay. So that's why the mathematics is more important, because many students came to me, sir, we just need a passing marks. I'm not good at mathematics. So they don't generally see mm, the big picture behind the mathematics, why it is important. Okay. Even a boy is taken who is going for a doctor degree, so he used to study mathematics and bio. So the math has to be there in physics. Okay. Next. Okay. A strong score can influence stream selection. Uh, so the mathematics again a deciding factor which stream you are going to. So that's why you have to go in mathematics. And for example, for the competitive exams, the mathematics plays a vital role. And this year, if you know, the physics paper is very tough for grade 12 CBSE and also the NEET. Okay. So the mathematics, the implementation, so has to be there. So that's why again the mathematics plays a very crucial role. Okay. The second thing in this I want to add on. Okay. Okay, CBSE is changing pattern. As we all know, one on 25th of June, one circular has come that CBSE has finalized the two examination policies. One is in the February and next in the May. Okay, so CBSE is changing the pattern, and this year exam, this year board exam, as we all know, that it has a more of a competency based questions. The for the standard mathematics, the paper is much difficult as it used to be earlier. So we need to be aware about the changing pattern, and we have to just carry forward this to the students as well. Okay. Now the 2026 budget is likely see more critical thinking based assessment due to the NEP 2020 reforms. The sample papers are available on the CBSE. I will also guide you to the links that you can use, and I will send the links in the chat box also in the later session. Okay, later half of the session. So those links are very important. Just keep those links with you. They are very handy. They are very important. And just visit those links and share those links with the students as well, because those links are really important. Okay. And the last thing on this, student must shift from rote learning to the conceptual and clarity. So CBSE again emphasizing that if you are just memorizing any formula, it won't help much. Okay. So I will also show you how it is affecting the students. Okay. So next point in this is I want to add that scoring subject needs strategy, since math is a scoring subject, and so planning has to be there. Okay. So it is should be, but only with a consistent planning and practice, so the student can get a good score. So he has to be confident. And the mistakes, so this point I will again touch in the later half. Okay, how the careless mistakes which are done by the students, and what problems they face, okay, at the time of exams. Okay, next is digital tools and resource are game changers. This is a very important thing. Okay. So I know because many students are devoting their time to the digital gadgets. Okay. They are using mobile phones, laptops. Okay. So all those things. And so we have to teach them in the same way. So the old teaching methodologies can't remain same, because due to the generation gap. So we have to use those technology. We have to change our teaching style. Okay, so I will show you how also. For this digital tools, students can access MS Excel, OneNote, all these platforms. There are multiple free platforms that you can use. Okay, so one of my favorite is GeoGebra. I think many of you are still using it. Okay, all of you are using it. Many of you will use it. Okay, so online quizzes platform are very good. There are many quizzes platforms so which can give the result automatically, and so they are the MCQ based basically. The next is teacher and student need to make use of CBSE sample question paper, PYQs, and NCRT example problems are very essential. Okay, so Next. Okay, mindset over marks. So we must focus on building problem solving ability, logical reasoning, and analytical skills. So we must equip students, just don't learn the formula, don't memorize the formula, but the basis we have to clear. It is not about clearing exam, it's about shaping how student approaches real life challenges. As you all know that competency based questions weightage increased, so more of the questions are coming which are real life scenarios. Okay, as you all know, which is the part E, the CBT questions are there, so we must show them and the real life scenario and whatever we are teaching. Okay, whatever we are teaching to the students, so before any chapter you will start, just give a basic introduction where it is used. For example, I give a very small example. When I came in class 11th, so I was very confused about the formulas of permutation and combinations, and no one told me that where it is applicable. Okay, where the practical approach is there, where the probability is used. If I draw a card, the probability is this. Okay, so I got very confused about this. But when I choose engineering and in electronics, there the domain, my domain is communication. So the entire telecommunication is based upon the probability. For example, if I saying hello, so you are also receiving the same hello. That hello is going into the air. The air is a channel. So where we are designing the probability models. Okay. So what is the probability if the channel is good, that the 90% probability is there. So all the entire telecommunication is based upon the probabilistic model. So this is the very practical example. So when you teach any subject, any chapter, introduce what is the practical implementations. So, for example, trigonometry, if I am a computer coder, so if you're playing a video game, so the video game has the lat long thing, the coordinates are there. So all these things you can relate with a practical real life example. It will change the, if you start the chapter with these practical examples, so the student will take interest. Okay, so okay, how can we use? So they will also do the question. Okay, so this is the first half, which is the theoretical part, which I, so now I will switch on to the my second part, which is the maximizing the use of Microsoft tools to access and analyze students' data. So for the past 3 years, I am doing this. So I will be sharing uh, are what is this thing. So just a second. Since we all know these are the three basic tools that we all know. Word, we are for using typing the papers and all. Excel for entering the data, and PowerPoint. But if we combine these three tools, if we combine the power of these three tools, you will get a very new thing. Very new thing will evolve. I will show you how. So what I have done in the pre-board exams, in the pre-board exam, what I have done, I want to know how many students, for example, in pre-board exam, there are 38 questions in 3 hour paper. So I want to know that which question student face difficulty in, and I want to summarize the data. So I just entered the data in Excel. Okay, I use some chat GPT commands and all, and I will show the output of that all to you. Just give me a second. I will sharing my another screen. And what I do, I have converted each and every question and map it in the Excel. Question number one, question number two, question number three. I just got the total. This is a basic formula that you all know. Okay. If you can see in the bottom, the 34th row, which I have highlighted. So this question, the 47% of students have done it wrong. Oh, sorry. The majority of them has not done it correct. Okay. So I use which question is this? I discussed it in the class. So we have to analyze the questions also. Okay. Moreover, I go ahead one more step ahead. I go, so it's a this chapter I have given. So students have what percentage they are doing and which chapter they are weak in. Okay, I have mapped those also student wise. Okay, then also section wise I have also prepared the data in which section is the student is facing difficulty. If you look at the student, he's facing difficulty in MCQs. He's got 0 marks or 0%. So that's, you can analyze the data. Okay. Then what I have done, I have because this data is with me, I need to share the data with the students. Okay. So what I have done, I have converted the data into a report, individual reports. There are, for example, there are 35 students in my class. I converted the data into individual report. Let me show you that report also. Okay, so this is the individual report. I have mapped all the data and the individual PDF file I have shared with the students. And the last, if you can see, I have written the comments, which I take the help from the chat GPT. Okay, I give the entire thing to the chat GPT and I entered uh, few lines. Okay, so this is how you can see, so students can see that in which chapter he is weak in. Let me show you another student. Okay, let me take this student for example. So he can see that on which areas he is facing a problem. Okay, the and section wise also there, and in the last I have showed written the comments. Okay, so just take the help of the technology, don't do it, do the smart work, so it won't take much time. Okay, so how to do the Excel thing, that has to be practiced, because earlier I also learned, so you need a little bit of practice. Okay, so this will give you a very good effect on your teaching, it will be very impressive. Okay, to the, and it give you an insight, because mathematics, all the things are based on the numbers, so you have to play with the numbers. Okay, so there are 30 students in my class, so I have created each and I share with them. Okay, when the parents come for the parent teacher meeting, so I show them. So this is how you can improve. So this is a practical example which I am giving, which I am doing this from the past 3 years now. I'm just converted the data and showing it to the parents. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. So this is about my second topic, maximizing the use of Microsoft tools. And so I can take another session, how to do this, how to map these, how to do the convert. So what I have done here, I have convert the Excel thing into the Word. So this is a mail merge thing. Okay, so okay, now moving ahead, my third point. Locating class 10 resources easily through quick access links. So here I will be sharing the links with you in the chat box. You can save those links, okay? And I will show you the website also where you can find those links also, okay? So the first important link is the previous year questions paper. So share this link with the students as well. So it is, the link is there. Okay. Previous question paper that we have sample question paper, the link is here. So all the sample question paper which are which CBSE sent, so you can find under this section. Then we have a question bank. The whole lot of questions are there. So you can use this CBSE academic website. This is a quick link. So okay, the marking scheme for the examination is also given there, and handbooks and manuals, they are very important. Okay, so just check out this link. This is a very important link, the handbooks and manual. So it's a, the question bank is very vast, it's a very vast question bank. And for grade 10 there are 3 or 4 volumes are there. Okay, so you can use these links. And the last link which I will share is the sample question papers with marking scheme. Okay, so CBSE sent the sample paper because 2026 paper are not yet released. So once they come, so it will be there. So let me just post them on the chat box. So I have sent the link on your chat box. Just copy or save these links. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. The last topic I like most, and so effective strategies for providing constructive feedbacks to students. Okay. So earlier, what happened if a student makes a mistake in any question, we just orally do this. But with the help of the technology, with the help of the projectors in the classroom, the digital panels and all, so the things become quite really easier for us. Okay. So one such example I will give you. Okay. So use real-time examples during your feedbacks. Okay. So I will just give you a glimpse. So this is an MCQ question. So I am just going, I'm checking the notebooks. I take the pic. I start taking the pictures. Okay. So there are very whole lot of pictures are there in my gallery. So this is because I want to give the feedbacks to all the students. I don't mention the name. Okay. Whose work is this? It's a general for all the class. Okay. So I told them, just tell me what is wrong in this. The student is attempting a MCQ questions. What is the wrong in this?
And
Okay.
also another one is that
Options not mentioned.
Very good.
Options not
Very good.
mentioned.
Very good. This is
Options is not.
options not written. Options not written. So I told them that please write the options, then write the answer. There's a correct way. Also, CBSE recommend this. So I show them their work. So they will, because some students have a pictographic memory. So just show them. So I also on the next page, on the next image, I will show them the correct way. Okay, show them the correct way. Can you see the image? Show them the correct way how to do the question. First write the option, then the answer of the correct. Okay, so it will give you a clear picture. So like this, you have to give the feedback also. Okay, so there's a real-time feedback which I just keep on. So I have a lot of feedback in my repository, you can say. So from past 3 to 4 years, I'm doing this. And okay, again in this question, again students, what he has done wrong. Let me use my pen. Okay, now here what mistake he has written the formula correct. Okay, now what is the mistake? If he write, I told them just mention the x1 and y1 here. Okay, if you mention the x1 and y1, then it will be easy for you put the values. Okay, so with this, he skipped one step, and due to this, the answer is wrong. Okay. So another thing, since this student make up the picture is good, so I told them just to make a neat and clean diagram whenever needed in mathematics. Okay, so this is a neat figure. Okay, so some student what they do, they don't draw the figure, and they told me, sir, it is already drawn in the question paper. There is no need to draw. But when I go, okay, well and good. But where is triangle ABC? You are mentioning triangle ABC. So draw the triangle ABC. It won't take much time. Don't take much time. Just draw the triangle ABC, label it. Many students, what they do, they just keep on doing it and they don't write the reason from where it is coming. So they have to give the reasons also. This is due to this theorem. So it is a BPT theorem, basic proportionality theorem. So they have to write the reason. Otherwise, in the marking scheme, you will lose a mark. Okay, the reason has to be there. Okay, what is wrong in this answer sheet? Can anyone tell? It's a very basic mistake, not the technical mistake. Just analyze what the student has done.
Yes.
instead of writing
Two
the
questions
next page, it
written.
is the same page.
Yes, very good. Very good. So CBSE tells don't write question like this. So he has done question number 12 here and 13 here. So this should not be there. So I have shown this mistake to my students, and in the next exam, he didn't commit this mistake. And so it will be very confusing for the checkers as well, for the students as well sometimes. Okay. So just you have to do 12. If you are doing question number 12 here, sorry, if you are writing question number 12, so question number 13 will definitely come one after the other. Is it okay? So I show them the copies of the topper also, that how you have to do a neat and presentable work. So majority of the students are not drawing figures. They are taken for granted. I don't know why. Okay. And also tell them that in this image, if you can see, there's a very silly mistake. He's doing correct, but if we do the revision, he will get this error corrected. Instead of -3, he has written -7. So there's a silly mistake that students do. So we must told them just take the 10 minutes for the revision as well, because the mistake has to be there. And in this question, he's doing correct, but what instead of B, he write it in B square. So this type of feedback we must give to the students since we are having a digital classrooms. Okay. The sum has to be 180. He has written 280. So it's just a silly mistake. Till here he has done wrong. So like this feedback we have to give them. This student, what he has done -5 and -7. If you can see this step, what he has done, he has written -7, -5. In totaling, he writes 13 and he take the 13 square 169, but it should be 12, -12, sorry. So he skipped one step. So I tell my students, please don't skip the step. If you skip one step, your entire question will go wrong. Okay. After this, I show them the correct way. Okay. Look at this student. He didn't skip this step. After this, he has written this step. So don't skip the step. Otherwise, there are very fair chances it will go wrong. Analyzing CPSE toppers answer sheet. So CBSE has one portal where you can just show them the sample answer sheets. I hope many of you know. that I will share the link of these are the sample answer sheet by CBSE released by CBSE. So the students can see how to write the exam, how to write the answers in the okay. So this is a math copy of it topper, which is released by CBSE in the website. I will share the link after this. So you can get all the copies from the past 6 or 7 years. They are updating it. Okay. So this is how you draw the figure. Okay. And this is a trigonometry question where you have to draw a neat and clean figure. How to do a graph question. Okay, you have to write the scale. The majority of the student write the scale. Okay, this is the correct way. Just show them. These are the things that you have to take into account. And half mark and 1 marks counts very much. Okay. Okay, so this is another, this is social science. I have just added the slide. This is a social science answer book. So where you can, this is the English answer book and this is a science. So this is a link, model answer sheet by candidate for examination. I will share the link in the chat box. Okay. So this is the model answer sheet and you can just go to the link and you can download the PDF of the entire answer book. Okay. And you can share with the students as well. Okay. And the last thing which I am doing right now from past 2 years, just making a small YouTube videos where I showing them that what are the errors they are committing. So what I do, I just make a very small video. Question में आपको और बताता हूँ. So that they can linear equation so that they can do. So I show them that this is the correct way. Okay. So you can create a video. So this is another technique that you can use to give the feedback to your students. So that's all I have. This is what I am doing a bit of from my side. So many of you are still doing better than me. I know. So thank you. Thank you.
So I just will be taking you through some other areas apart from what sir has discussed. Most of us are doing this already in our class. And so I am Nisha. So my topics for the day is we will just see some common challenges in mathematics for the students who appear for the board exams, and some effective teaching techniques for mathematics teachers and study techniques for students, and also how we can rope in parents into our planner so that we collaboratively work towards the student success. I hope all of us are in with me. Could you just give me a thumbs up if you all are with me? Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am, you are visible.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Audible.
So some of the common challenges in mathematics subjects are listed here. How many of you would resonate with me when I say the students basically have this fear of the concepts, even though they understand and they agree to us that they have understood the concepts? How many of you agree to this? Let us be more proactive in the chat box and put out our thoughts there. And how many of our students repeatedly speak about time management is a big factor when it comes to completing the paper on time and practice. We don't find enough time to do our practice. Thank you, Sharani ma'am. Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. How many of us have heard students and parents talk about anxiety issues when it comes to the subject maths? Thank you, all of you, for being proactive. So these are some of the common challenges our students face, right? They have the fear of the formulas, which formula to use for which application. It's not that as teacher we are not doing our best. We are teaching them. However, this particular fear remains in their mind, and the same with the same fear they go and approach any assessment, be it a periodic test as simple as a unit test or a periodic test, or midterm examination or the pre-boards or the boards. And somewhere this particular fear also is a big obstacle when it comes to completing the paper on time. They sort of get into the anxiety mode where they step into overthinking. uh, Although the child is completely prepared for the exam, unnecessary thoughts and overthinking lead to this particular anxiety. So we are aware of this. So let us discuss certain challenges which could help the children as a teacher, what we could do for them. Okay, let us classify the mode of study into three segments. One is the focus mode. That is, let us teach our children focus one step at a time. For example, if they are learning about concept, understanding the concept with respect to mathematics concept, with respect to the formula, with respect to the real time application, where it is found. Like sir was mentioning certain examples we could give for abstract concepts especially. For example, when we are talking about polynomials, we could relate the projectile motion. We can relate physics to it, or even we can take them to examples like launching a rocket, or no, receiving signals from a satellite. How much of the graphical representation works in all these applications when we speak about these, and especially when it is a time in their life where they are also thinking about their future and which aspect, which particular profession they would want to enter into. Making a mention of these things would make it more meaningful for them when they are studying for the exams. So one step at a time. Once they are clear with what the concept is, where they're going to use, why, I then we could take them to understanding the solving part. Once you teach them the solving part, it is very important in every period giving them this a diffuse time or the relaxing time. After you teach, immediately we jump into the application part, isn't it? So before that, if you could give them a 2 minutes time to just uh, think about what was discussed in the class, where they are going to apply, and these things at a self thought process. You at this particular time, the teacher need not speak to them. Let them work on uh, their assimilation part, and then the review mode, the space to review. You could ask questions about was the thought process and did they understand. While picking questions to ask children, we could throw the questions to different learning levels and thereby help them get better answers which would help them. Next is visualizing. So sir was mentioning many of the papers did not have the figures drawn. It is basically because they do not these days, especially children, they do not have the scope of um, spending or investing time on visualization. Whatever they require, it is always on their fingertips. Do you agree with me? Everything, whatever they want, even the answer for the homework questions you were giving, it is already available wherever in many of the platforms. They just have to put in the questions into the system, and they have the ready-made answer for them. Where is the scope for visualization? So that is why it is very important for the children to visualize the question, and therefore spend, even if you have to spend one period of beginning of every concept, use that period to help the children only read the question, draw the figure, read the question, draw the figure. This will help in in chapters like trigonometry, then especially applications of trigonometry, then areas related to circles, then surface areas and volumes, and even no, coordinate geometry. So all these concepts where the figure comes into part of the solution has to be dealt separately and not as part of solving. You have to give that 1 or 2 periods time for the child to understand how important is is it for the child to draw and visualize the question and then get into the solving part. And third is deep practice. While the child is trying, see, these days we have parents enrolling the students into the tuition classes even before they enter 10th standard. So they have already gone through the chapters what we are teaching in the class, right? So, and one important thing what we all observe is they learn different methods. The tuition teacher will teach them in a particular method, we teach them in another method, and they, while they discuss with their friends, they come up with another method, isn't it? They all come up with different methods for a problem. Most importantly is for us to tell the students to stick to the problem. Okay, stay with the problem till you understand at least one method properly. And as a as a teacher, be a little generous in accepting different methods if it suits the CBSE norms. Okay, there can be different methods, and certain methods are not applicable for the scoring part in the board exams. So as a teacher, you must be aware of what are the different types which is acceptable, and other than that, if they do, you could correct them. But if there are two or three different methods in which a child is able to come to an answer, don't be very stringent or very particular about you have to do the method what I have taught you. Okay, be a little more open to uh, a different method, because there are different learning levels in our class, as we understand, and the understanding also differs from child to child. So that could help them be more comfortable doing the questions. Let them make the mistakes. Let give them the space to evaluate the mistakes and then try again. So while I'm talking about all this, you might be wondering, in a 40 minutes period, how do we do all this? Isn't it? Like, so that is why when we are planning out a class, we will have to plan it in such a way the 40 minutes period is further scaffolded into smaller parts, where first 10 minutes you are allocating for teaching, and the next 20 or 25 minutes you are allotting for you are allocating for skill enhancement. And during the skill enhancement, give them one or two questions where they will do it on their own while they are making mistake. Let them evaluate the mistake by peer learning or self learning, and then they come out with the correct answer, or speak to you and you can redo that for them, and then give little more practice questions. So everything depends on how we plan to take our class for the 40 minutes. Next is the exam strategies. Um, uh, Exam strategies, when we are only focusing on the board exam, we can always prepare our students to read the most difficult problem first. Generally, we are said that the tackle the most easiest question in the beginning. That is exactly what I am saying. But let the students read the most difficult problem first while they get to read the question paper. The reading time, 15 minutes, which is given to them, let them read the questions paper thoroughly and go over the difficult problems more than once. Understand what are the ask and how to do about it, how to go about it, and then let them get on the easy problem and solve them. While solving, also a student may come up with strategies on how to tackle the difficult problem. They will get a little more time in their mind to think about the question while solving questions related to the same chapter. Then we can ask the student to read every problem twice during the reading time and write down all the information available in the rough column. Mandatory, it is mandatory to draw the rough column and also to write down all the information available. And then let them write as many steps as possible for the exam. There is no minus or negative marks for more number of steps, but there are specific marks for certain steps, definite steps. They get for sure marks, and uh, the marking scheme is divided in such a way that what is given, what is the solution statement, and applying the values into the variable and solving and final answer. This is how the marking scheme is divided, correct? The marks are divided for a particular question. But in between that, even if they want to add on many more steps for their own satisfaction, it is absolutely okay. And that way they might score, but they may not miss out on the marks dedicated for the steps. Always it is a good thing to tell the students that for the final answer only a half mark or 1 mark is allotted. The rest of the marks are allotted for the steps and justifying the question. I mean, especially in geometry, when we are writing in triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degree. Why? It is given in the question, or it is mentioned perpendicular. Justifying statements are extremely important. So these are the these are the instructions which have to be given by the teacher repeatedly, maybe in a same class, uh, like more than 3 or 4 times. It will be have to repeat it to the students. And while revising the paper, take a different sequence. If they have attempted MCQs, 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 marker, 5 marker, and then 4 markers, then while revising the paper, let them go in a reverse order. That will help them to go over the revision part a little more faster, because they still remember the last question how they have done it, and then they can come. These are certain strategies, especially for exam, what they could go. Do you think some of these strategies would be helpful for you, teachers? Yes, no?
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
just to ensure that you are all with me. Okay, right. And applying maths to real world application, it is very, very important. Thank you. I could not get your name, but thank you so much for responding. Applying math to real world application is very, very important when we are teaching, and also when students are reading the question. Let them connect it. See, when how important is circles in our life. Teach them, if the diameter of a toothpaste nozzle changes, it won't fit the same toothpaste again, right? It is as important as that. The medicine bottle, the eye drop nozzle, everything is defined by a certain diameter, certain radius. So can they make a mistake even in a millimeter while they are doing like a construction, or while there is no construction, but even while they are talking about like coordinate geometry, isn't it? A small, even a very fraction of change in their mentioning will affect at a larger level. So connecting them to real life will make them appreciate the concepts better than uh, just going about teaching the formula. Okay, come on, we will do the application questions that way. Okay, now moving on to affecting teaching and teaching methods for math teachers, and thereby you can also help the students uh, no practice them at home also. These are factors. I have blend both the teaching and study patterns of a few strategies here. One is, as sir was mentioning, let's use technology for the best of our teaching learning process. So websites are available, many AI tools are available. How we can use them inside the classroom and outside the classroom is left to us. And as I say this, I'm also aware that not all of us are technologically very much inclined, uh, even with physically having the knowledge about it, or even mentally we are not inclined towards it. Some of us, at least, right? Many of them find that very effective. Some of us at least have that hindrance. I'll be wasting time. What if it doesn't work in my class at the exact moment when I want to? So let me tell you something. Technology is something which is going to stay here. It has not come here to just vanish. So it is always better for us to adapt to it at the earliest. Otherwise, it will replace us for sure. So let us not allow technology to have that upper hand with us. So it is always better to learn, as Sir said. It is better to take up small courses or 1 week course, or 40 hours, sorry, no, 5 hours. And in YouTube, you have multiple courses under Edureka and sites like that, which give you free of cost learning materials. No, if you want to learn Excel free of cost, you can learn from Edureka. There are multiple videos, hands-on videos on that, and there are many more websites like that. Sorry, YouTube videos like that, which is helpful for the teachers to learn. So I would promote that for certain reasons, like Photomath and Symbolabs are certain AI tools which will help you to solve certain mathematics problem. It's not that always all the teachers know every questions answer, right? We also come across new questions. We also come across questions that are slightly challenging. So you can put in the question and it will solve it and give it to you. You can then take a look at it. You can also teach your children. Do not be scared that if they will go and they will copy the answers and come. It is okay if they are copying. At least they are copying. These are not the children who are good in studies. They are children who really need that help. And if it is going to help them in the initial stage in copying the answer, let them do it. Do not look at it in a way that it is going to hinder their learning process. GeoGebra, Maths Visualization and Exploration. This is a wonderful, wonderful tool. I hope many of you must be already using. If you have not, please take a look at it. There are many tools in this which are free of cost, and if you are willing to pay, then you can use it for much more applications than the free version. And another very significant application I would suggest is Desmos. Desmos is also an interactive online graphic calculators, and for activities, simulations, there are many, many activities in this. Whenever you get time, teachers, I would urge you to open these websites, go over it, understand what you can bring it to the class and show it to the children. Okay, and for 10th standard, ask the students, right, it is only June now, but already many schools have started your classes right from March, so already one or two assessments are over. So give them time in either a substitution period or some light periods, which when the teacher is not actually doing something, if at all there is a period like that, then ask the students to compile all their answer sheet till date and make a list of questions that went wrong, either in the class test or unit test or periodic test. This list will have to be practiced once again for any assessment they would sit for in future, be it a midterm assessment or periodic, because they are going to make the same mistake again. And as sir mentioned, if there is a feedback given, even then a child, it is not um, always 100% applicable, 100% guaranteed that the student will remember. So going over just before the assessment once again, redoing those questions will definitely help them to retain in their memory. The retention will be longer. Next is help the students circle the questions in the book that they find difficult while solving. As a teacher, when you teach them, no, you will, when you are raising questions, when you are observing the children while they are solving, you will know for sure that there are certain concepts, there are certain formulas, there are certain areas while solving, children are finding it difficult. Ask the children to circle in the textbook. These are the questions which they would have to go back and study again as even till the revision time. And this will also help you in your remediation strategies. Next is teach the children to study in chunks. Chunks means breaking into smaller parts. Okay, that is scaffolding. Pomodoro technique is one such technique which you might have heard. It is for studying for 25 minutes and then taking a break for 5 minutes. So 25 minutes when they are studying, what do they have to do? How would you tell them what they have to do? Let them sit in a place or in where there is a table, and they would not have anything on the table other than the textbook, notebook, pen, pencil, eraser, and if required, a highlighter. Other than this, all other stuff stays away from the table for the 25 minutes, especially the electronic gadgets, be it laptop or mobile or for anything. For not even for reference, they are going to use this for the 25 minutes. They just plan on what they are going to solve for the 25 minutes, continuously do the solving part, and while solving whatever difficulty they are facing, they are going to highlight it. After 25 minutes, they will take a break. For this, they can have a clock in their on their table and after, set a timer for 25 minutes. Then again, the 5 minutes break, even if they are in the middle of a question, it will help them to have that interest in going back to the question and attempting. Many a times we may think if they take a break, they will not come back. But leaving a question midway when they already know how to solve it will only have, they will only be more interested to come back and solve it. That will really help them. Next is, as a teacher, when we are planning for the class, or if the student is planning for studies at home, every slot that is decided for studying should be planned for 20% of new concept or a new question type. 20% to learn that, to understand that, to show them how to do the step by step solving method. This will take only 20% of your period time. And then the rest 80% of the period should go for definitely for practice on the same type. So if you are teaching two types, then 80% of the time should go for practice, giving practice questions on the same type. and the answers, home assignment should go on the same time. See, why we are mentioning all this are interlinked, isn't it? Every day you have certain learning outcomes which you expect from your class. So your teaching, your activity, your practice time, your home assignment, your assessment, your questions, everything should align with the learning outcome. Everything should lead to the same learning outcome. Otherwise, it will all be distracted. If you're doing 5 types of question, it will not definitely help the child. So plan, look into your textbook, take questions which are alike, which stand together. Do the same type of question on that day and practice this. I am sure your students will do much better than what they are doing now. Next is spaced repetition. Whatever you have taught them, okay, whatever you have taught them this week, after 2 days, once again, just during a warm-up session, just ask them, 2 days back, what did we learn? What are the formulas we learned? What are the question types? Can one of you come and quickly write 2 questions on the same formula? Okay. And after a week, repeat the same exercise. After 10 days, repeat the same exercise. After a fortnight. No, this spaced interval will keep them intact with whatever you're teaching, and they will definitely not forget it, and it will come handy for their assessments. Do you agree with whatever was discussed till now? I want some. Thank you, Geeta Shri ma'am. Let us just move on to some more techniques. That is, first revisit the concept done on the previous day. Make a note of those questions, formulas, and technique that is still unclear. Never start our class without touching upon the previous day's concept. Especially when a class like 10th standard, it is so difficult, and for the children with respect to their anxiety issues, always touching upon what we did previous day and then moving ahead with the present day's class will help them stay connected to your class. And give this is another very important and effective strategy which you could follow in your class. Frequently give opportunities for students to teach in the class. No, randomly call the students, ask them to just teach one question. You are teaching them to ask the third child to come and teach the third question. Okay, while the child is teaching, ask other children if the child is correct. Has all the steps been taken care? Is there something which is missing? Like just now, what sir was showing. What is that you observe? Error analysis is another beautiful technique which you can teach, which you can help children understand the concept better. Make a conscious error in the answers while you are solving on the board and ask the children to identify the error. This would help them to understand where they could go wrong, or in case they have not understood a certain step must be done in a certain way, then it will give them an opportunity to understand it in a particular manner. Then we have another strategy which is very very important for maths teachers. That is, what we do is we pick the question right on the board. We ask the students to solve. We pick the question, give it to the students, to mark in the textbook, ask them to solve in the class. We again pick questions for homework. We ask them to do it right after the end of the chapter or through midway of the chapter. Surveying the book is a very very important uh, task which a teacher will have to do. Surveying the book means browse all the pages till that particular concept or till that particular chapter. Browse through all the pages along with the children. Ask them to open the book. You also open the book, and as you're browsing, you tell them, see, look at this particular example. It is of different type than the next example. Are you observing, children? So these are the type of things which will consciously help them to understand that how many different types are there. If there are children who were not with you during the teaching process, definitely this will help them to, it will be an eye opener for them. And read the different type of question, discuss the method to solve. One period allotted for review of the lesson, and then conduct a unit test, which is mandatory. Another technique is using mnemonics. Mnemonics is a very effective tool for children to have better retention. Okay. Socatua is a mnemonics which is used for, it's common, it is used for trigonometry. Socatua, the spelling, if the child remembers, it is easy to remember this formula. Okay. Similarly, we have something called "My cat damaged my dollhouse key." My cat damaged my dollhouse key is a very simple sentence, interesting sentence for students. But with the sentence, the children will know the flow of the units: millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, right? So while going towards higher units, they have to divide, and while coming back to lower units, they have to multiply, and everything is in tens, isn't it? Multiply with tens or divide with tens. So this is a very important tool for them when it comes to the surface areas and volumes questions, where they have different units coming into the same question, and they would have to do the conversion of the units. So such mnemonics you can only create and give it to them, and as a class they will remember. Then they can use it for the exams. Then help the students in preparing weekly timetable. Ask them to prepare and come, and you take a look at it whenever you have time. At least two students in a day you can take a look during your lunch break. Also, if they submit it on your table, you can just take a look at it. If you have some feedback, you can give them. Why don't you do this here, and change the subject here? This will help you in better. Um, no, Activate your memory better for doing maths. You get up early in the morning, or you start your studies by doing maths, things like that. Be prepared and help students clear their doubt on time. See, sometimes what happens is we get so engrossed with the classes. Although we are 10th standard teachers, uh, mm, it is not mandatory that we don't get other classes, right? We may be teaching multiple classes. Some teachers might be teaching 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th in some schools, or 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, isn't it? 10th and 12th are board exam classes. So, as a teacher of the board exam class, it is our responsibility to be prepared at all times and to help our students clear their doubts, at least for the chapters what you have already taught them. Okay, so be prepared. And in case there is some question you are not able to clear their doubts because you need some time for reference, tell them I will come back on this, and please definitely go back very at the earliest possible, because the more you delay, the more complacency will settle in the students, and they will um get deviated and distracted. Finally, the role of parents in student success, how we can bring in students into our teaching learning process. So we can ask, request, talk to the parents in helping the children in programming themselves. I know there are schools where parents are not involving much into their studies, but even though it becomes our duty to repeatedly tell them, right? When we repeat certain instructions, somewhere at some point of time they will remember, even when we are not, at least when we are not there with them, especially during the study holidays, we are not regularly in touch with the children, then at least then they might use it. So the parents need to help the students in preparing a distraction sheet when they are at home. What are the things they get distracted with, and create a distraction free zone for the children for studying. Like these are the things which I earlier spoke about. Okay, and then a healthy lifestyle, a lifestyle which they have to take care of with respect to food, the time, the amount of water consumption, the sleep is extremely essential because it is food for brain. Then exercise, mindfulness need not be always meditation. There are some children who cannot do meditation, it is fine, but being with their own thoughts and being aware of what they are doing, either playing music, going for a walk, everything is fine. Then importance of single tasking over multitasking. Parents at home also need to ensure that the students are at the time focusing only on one task, be it either studies or otherwise. No, multitasking only will create more distraction and less focus on a particular task. Rather than they can focus on one task at a time, which they can complete it faster than doing multitasking. And the culture of developing the culture and passion in their minds. How parents can get the students to this point is they can sit with the children when they have time and show the students videos on the chapter which they are about to study. For example, there are n number of videos on YouTube. Uh, related to the different chapters we are teaching them, isn't it? Videos how trigonometry is connected to real life, how different teachers teach the same concept in master classes. So what happens, no, even before learning the chapter, the child is motivated to learn that particular concept. The child comes prepared. Child coming prepared to our class will help us in faster delivery and better impactful classes. And then rewards, encourage parents to give them rewards in terms of if they want to make a call to their friend, if they just want to have a pet walk, or spend some time in listening to music, things like that. And also in preparing a priority sheet, what is their priority, and when they are preparing their priorities, this even in classroom we can make them do the distraction sheet and priority sheet. We can ask the students to write when they are with us also, but ensure that the child does not list a long list of priority sheet, because it they will see when we are writing number 1, number 2, number 3, the number 3 doesn't remain always remains untouched. It is always a focus on number 1 is always our focus, priority focus, isn't it? So let them list fewer tasks at any given time, so that they work on all the 3 or all the few tasks they have listed. Help the students in setting goals. This also the teachers can do along with the parents. Writing down smaller and larger goals. This month, I'm only going to focus on real numbers and polynomials. Come any question in these chapters, I will be able to do. Next month, I'm only going to focus on the next 2 chapters. We have altogether 13 chapters. Even if the child spends 2 chapters per month, uh, I mean to say, away from our homework and other things during their study time, if they're focusing on 2 chapters, within 6 months, they can completely master all the chapters in our textbook. Okay, saying no to others when required. So it is very essential for children to learn how to say no when there are some guests coming in. No, I don't want to come, or please do not call me for any functions. Do not no do not ask me to compromise on the timetable what I have set for my study time. So helping the students tell this no in a more politeful and respectful manner will help them have self confidence that yes, my parents do listen to me, my teachers do listen to me, they respect my time and my plans. So with this, I would like to end uh, my thoughts here, and I would like to invite you to share your best practices with us.
I thank you all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank